Hey, this is James Zahn, senior editor of the Pop Insider and the Toy Book. Really excited to be here today at Expo Lucha Virtual, where I'm about to talk with Mass Republic's president and chief operating officer, Kevin Kleinrock, about some of the awesome licensed products that have come out in the past 12 months or so. So there's a ton of licensing going on with Mass Republic and Legends of Lucha Libre. And I mean, we're thinking about we're going to drop some new things
I'm excited.
later in this discussion. But the past 12 months have been awesome. So why don't we just kind of recap what's happened over the past year since Lucha Expo San Diego?
Yeah, so that's one of the things that, amongst the many things that sucked about having to postpone this year's Expo Lucha that was supposed to take place in Philadelphia this past August, and now is going to take place in Philadelphia next June. But San Diego, it really felt even much bigger than the first year in Las Vegas. But this was our San Diego Comic-Con. This was Mass Republic's licensing bonanza of all of these new partners and new products that we were able to kind of bring forth either in preview or actually release at Expo Lucha. So I think, some of the highlights from Expo Lucha that have now trickled across our fan base, like Pix Bricks, Puzzle Bricks was one of the first ones, which was really cool. It's these building blocks, STEM, kind of certified building blocks, and fans can build Penta and Phoenix and Solar and the Mass Republic logo mask, both in kind of 2D and 3D form. So those are a lot of fun. And they just the Pix Bricks kind of universe overall, you can get all these different sets, build a wrestler. One of the coolest things was they built this a ring that you can display your luchadors in, just from the regular Pix Brick. So that was really cool.
This is one of those cool things too that like kids and families can do together. Like parents are into it, kids are into it, and then they spend time. It's like a bonding activity. There's a little bit of learning to it, but at the end of the day, it's fun, and it's kind of bringing what they're seeing is bringing their heroes onto the table.
Absolutely. And what we were going to do in Philadelphia, and we'll still do it next year in Philadelphia, is we're going to do a Pix Brick speed building contest. So, nice. If you plan on being in Philadelphia next year, which we hope all of you do, but pick up a Pix Brick set now, figure out how to build Penta or Phoenix or Solar as fast as you can, and maybe enter our contest next year and see if you can build it faster than everybody else.
You get some time. You get some time to do it.
Yes,
you can certainly TikTok it or something. Yes. Maybe you need to make it start doing like a challenge ahead of time. Start sending in those videos. Really up the ante here.
Yeah, and also what we debuted last year at Expo, we had our Under Wraps Halloween costumes, and I was super excited for this because one of the kind of value propositions, if you want to put it that way, but of luchadors working with Mass Republic and working with Legends of Lucha Libre is bringing them opportunities that in the past, unless you were a contracted like WWE wrestler, you weren't getting. And so to be able to enter the costume category with Penta and Rey Mysterio. Now, Rey had obviously been there from WWE. Mm-hmm. He's had costumes out for years, but for Penta, this was a first. And so we released the full muscle suit with full sleeves of tattoos and with his mask. And you also were able to get mask-only versions of Penta, Rey, Conan, and Solar. And so those are still available on Amazon. Obviously, Halloween this year, maybe not going exactly.
It's a little, it's a little bit of a weird thing this year, but people are still dressing up, and there's no reason that dressing up as your favorite luchador doesn't have to be Halloween.
That's exactly
year round.
100%. Yeah. So we've seen some great. It's funny because we'll talk about it in a little bit, but when Chris Jericho had his Jericho Cruise this past year, Metal Joe from Hot Topic actually bought the Penta costume and went dressed as Penta on the Jericho cruise. And so, you know, if it's cool enough for Metal Joe, it's cool enough for you to wear all year round. So
there you go.
Yeah. So you can get that on our Amazon site, Amazon.com/MasterPublic. We kind of curate a lot of what's available, not directly from us, but through you know our licensing partners. So certain things, if they are available on Amazon, you can find the easiest way to get to them through our Amazon shop page. So
something kind of a little bit different too than like traditional merch, but you did like prepaid debit cards.
Yes, we did. And you know, I think for a lot of my generation, you know, we grew up being advertised those WCW credit cards. And so when this opportunity came along to put Penta, Phoenix, Solar, Tiny Ablis Jr. On debit cards, I thought that was really cool. And even as someone who I think, you know, I certainly went through a period where I was finding prepaid debit cards to be the easiest way to kind of handle some of my finances, and you know, also for kids, it's really nice and convenient sometimes, so they don't have a you know, a credit card that you have to worry about, but you're giving them, you know, some spending limits and stuff. I know that with a lot of the prepaid cards, including these, sometimes you can put your payroll on it, and you get paid a day or two quicker than if you're, you know, using a traditional kind of get the pay to your bank. So it's been a great service with card.com, and those are still available now. Just go to card.com and you can find ours next to, you know, Hello Kitty and the NFL and a lot of great brands on there. So yes, definitely, if you are in the market for a prepaid debit card, card.com and the Legends of Lucha Libre cards are awesome. Plus, they just make cool, like they are actual physical debit cards that show up in the mail. So I've got an awesome Penta one in my wallet. They're just cool collector's items anyway.
Yeah, whip them out. You know, people tend to comment on different things when you have those. And then, of course, too, when they're empty, the actual, your kids might want to play with them. I've seen that happen with different collectible cards and stuff. So that's cool. There's definitely different ways to use these things that kind of fall out of the scope of what people might traditionally think of with like a prepaid card. So that's actually a really cool idea to do that.
And I think it's funny. One of the other items that we debuted last year at Expo also remains kind of useful after its time and purpose has been served, and that was our Legends of Lucha Libre calendar. You know, it's a 2020 calendar, so 2020 is almost over. However, with the amazing photography from a number of the top Lucha Libre photographers with whom we work, and dates filled with Lucha Libre facts and history and wrestlers' debuts, wrestlers' birthdays, wrestlers, the anniversary of certain wrestlers passing. It's just a really fun, fact-filled calendar. So even when the year's over, you've got great posters for your wall. You've got a great kind of history lesson and book. So actually don't know if those are still available right now. I know that it's sold out in other places, but
now I know COVID has really messed up this year just in general. We're here because of COVID. And I know you guys had a plan to do a big 2021 calendar, but the absence of live events this year kind of put the foot down on that.
Actually, yeah. So I think really what it was more of the absence of printers for the calendar company. We're sellers, great, fantastic calendar company. You go to the mall and go to the, you know, calendar, you know, whatever.
Yep.
A big portion of the calendars are theirs. So we actually, we produced on our end the entire 2021 calendar, all the photography, all the dates, all the facts, everything. And unfortunately, due to COVID, that is not coming out. So we'll find out. You know, maybe it means that there'll be a 2022 calendar, maybe not. But definitely, if you can find that 2020 calendar, pick it up before it's gone, because it will be, like I said, even without the dates, you've got kind of 12, 13 really cool mini posters for your wall. So with some really top-notch photography.
Right on. The big one, and this is something that I've seen unfolding because I do so much on the toy side of things and the pop culture end. We, of course, we have to mention our friends at Boss Fight Studio. And that is something that if you're into this stuff, You know those figures are coming out. You've been waiting for them. You've seen them go through the prototype form, and I think we first talked about this like summer of 2019, and then we saw the prototypes at Toy Fair New York back in February, and then we've gradually seen the rollout of the different sculpts and the 3D renders, and it's all been awesome. And Boss Fight is going to have a panel here, so right here at Expo Lucha Virtual, there's going to be a Boss Fight panel later. So we don't want to steal too much of their thunder.
Oh, I can't even, like, I'm here now, and I, have other segments that I'm producing today, but I'm most excited about getting to watch that later, because the preview images I've seen of what they're going to show, like I was telling, Ruben Zamora, my business partner here in Mass Republic, like I already know what my Facebook header and my cell phone background are going to be after these announcements today. Like, such awesome stuff coming.
So we've seen Penta.
Yep.
We've seen Ray Phoenix.
Yep.
We've seen some of those accessory kits that are coming, which there's this whole element too, and it'll be exciting once people have this stuff in their hands. But toy photography is such a big thing right now, or some people just run it together and it's toyography. So once this stuff starts getting into fans' hands, we're going to see some really awesome photography coming out in the months ahead as folks take these accessory packs, take their favorite wrestlers, put them together, and start rolling out their own scenes. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
And the thing that's really great as a fan and as a collector these days is that even though, Boss Fight is doing Legends of Lucha Libre and Super 7 is doing New Japan, and then these other kind of one-offs like the Major Brothers, and obviously Mattel is doing WWE. Everything is virtually on the same scale, give or take a tiny, tiny bit. And so fans are going to be able to, and the figure photographers are going to be able to do these amazing kind of dream matches and dream photography, and these accessories are going to pretty much be universal across all of those lines. So
100%.
We might be coming out with a dog collar chain set as part of this. But I know there's an AEW dog collar chain match going down on TV relatively soon, and if figure photographers and fans want to use the dog collar chain to stage their own AEW related dog collar chain matches, then they're going to be able to do that with these accessories.
And it cross pollinates. I mean, you're going to see people using the Legends with their G.I. Joe classified figures.
Yep.
And all of this stuff. And I mean, some of that, there's a lineage with that. You think of like Sergeant Slaughter and all of that we played with 35 years ago or so. And now kids are going to get to do that too, where they're cross-pollinating their 6-inch scale figures, which is fantastic. So Boss Fight's going to be rolling out some stuff.
Yeah, I might have a few of these 6-inch G.I. Joes coming my way as well. So, I'm looking forward to having, Cobra Commander on the shelf next to Penta. So I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I've got a few possibly within a few feet of me right now. So they're around. But I want to shift off of the figures before we start saying things we're not allowed to say. But outside of Legends of Lucha Libre, there have been announcements that Lucha Brothers clothing line. There was a lot of direct-to-consumer stuff that kind of launched that line.
Yep.
And so what's going on now? What are we going to expect to see here?
Oh, timing on that one. So, it's we're 75-80% to where we wanted to be. So last year when we launched Lucha Brothers brand, the idea was to do a number of direct-to-consumer drops and then see if we pick the interest of anybody in the retail space. And we have, which is fantastic. And awesome. So we have signed a deal for Lucha Brothers brand, but we don't have any more information that we can share and or don't have any solid information on next steps yet. But I will tell you that there will be more Lucha Brothers brand and hopefully some pretty high profile Lucha Brothers brand apparel in 2021.
Awesome. Kind of firing on all cylinders here. Publishing, comic books, the Luchaverse, Masked Republic Luchaverse. Last year at San Diego, you did a trade paperback that was the complete one-shots. What's going on there? We got more comics coming out, or what?
Yeah, so I guess similar to the strategy with Lucha Brothers, we have been, I would say, very strategic in how we planned on bringing forth the Luchaverse, and it was for us about getting those 5 one-shots out there, kind of establishing those 5 series or potential longer series, and then putting out this trade paperback, which to us, coming from the TV and film kind of side of things, or the entertainment side of things, to us this trade was basically our TV pilot, right? But for the book world, or for the entertainment world. And so it's been no secret, I think, that all along we've kind of envisioned the Luchaverse as something that would go from the page to the screen. And so we're continuing to kind of explore that direction, and there are definitely more comic books that will be on the way. We're talking about a few different approaches to that. But I would definitely say that, before the end of 2021, there will be much more happening with the Luchaverse, including printing. We have a few different options of how we want to pursue that, in terms of the individual series, in terms of going with monthly stuff, or going exclusively with trades and graphic novel presentation. So our partners over at Cheeto Comics, Ivan Plaza, we've been kind of strategizing that, and so definitely expect more from the Luchaverse in 2021.
Awesome. Now we got to sort of talk back to the COVID thing again, and it's been interesting all year. One thing we've covered a lot on the pop culture side, and on even the toy side, is faceware. And a lot of independent toy stores have an entire new category this year, which is they're selling faceware, masks. Not quite PPE, but something to cover the faces and hopefully stop the spread of the coronavirus a little bit. And then we've seen that too in the licensing realm. Pretty much all the major licensors now are putting out, you want a Batman mask, well, you can get one, that type of thing. You took a very interesting path towards doing this. Pro Wrestling Revolution, you partnered with them, and you did the Lucha masks, which were lower face masks that I'm hoping you have one.
I have. So this is the
that are Phoenix, made, yes.
Fusion one. Yeah, that's it. So all credit to Gabe Ramirez over at Pro Wrestling Revolution and his mask maker in Guadalajara. So the whole thing that happened was, so one of the things that really separates Pro Wrestling Revolution from a lot of the independent wrestling groups out there, possibly in part because they're primarily a Lucha Libre group. But, I think that it goes kind of beyond that. But Gabe has always been really great with creating his own characters and giving his students from the Pro Wrestling Revolution Training Academy full, complete personas when they start working PWR shows. So he's designing top-of-the-line masks and gear and gimmicks, and then he's having this mask maker, gear maker in Guadalajara make these great professional outfits. So your first day out of Pro Wrestling Revolution Training Academy, and you're on a PWR show in the opening match, but you look like you've been around for 15, 20 years because you look like a pro. And when COVID hit, Gabe was hit with a really bad situation of they couldn't run the training school. They had like 40 live events throughout the year canceled because they normally work with the Oakland A's and all the local Major League sports teams. And they still had to pay the rent on their school, even though they weren't allowed to be running school there. And so he quickly came up with the idea of, what if we tried to make out from the same Lucha mask materials actual face covers? Like you said, no, they're not, N95.
Yeah, they're not medical grade, and none of these things you're going to get are. But
no, but they meet all your local state and city and county ordinances for wearing a face covering. And they've also, during the pandemic, allowed the wrestlers, because these are all officially licensed, to continue to make revenue, even though they didn't have live events. And even though they, yes, Penta and Phoenix have a nice, AEW contract and they've remained on TV, but a lot of the wrestlers, aren't in those positions. And there was even an LA Times article not that long ago about CMLL, main event CMLL wrestlers that had to kind of find side jobs and open restaurants, so it's been really great to help, PWR stay open, to help the wrestlers, and really talking again about things, hopefully we're not going to be in this COVID environment forever. And these are going to make great collector's items, much as, the regular masks are. These are great. We've got some people who have figured out with clothing hooks and different things how to display them in their homes. And so, but one of the things that we wanted to do special with Expo Lucha was that right now, today, we are surprised dropping a brand new Penta mask, a brand new Phoenix mask that you can get over at lucha-masks.com. I also think, at least as of earlier today, we still had a little bit of El Matematico in stock, the legendary luchador who has very little merchandise until now. And so we've got an officially licensed mask of his, already sold out once, coming back. And I think Lady Maravilla might have a few left as well. Our Conan is sold out. We even did a Disco Inferno that's sold out, and Black Taurus. So yes, definitely check out lucha-masks.com, because we still are going to have to wear face covering for quite some time. And I think we're on, this is now version number 5 or 6 of Penta and Phoenix, and all the others have sold out. So check those out. The new designs are really cool. And I guess that's one of the things I like, is that there's so many different ways of doing these. Now they're printing different backgrounds with the, and you could see, you could see sort of like how layered these are, just like
they're impressive. When you put up the first batch a couple months ago, I was going through and I was shocked at how detailed they were. And then also, they're not really that expensive. They're affordable. Certainly there's certain characters and personas that you're going to pay a premium for, but it's not outrageous at all. And you're going to look a hell of a lot cooler when you're rolling up to the Walmart or the grocery store or whatever, rocking a mask.
Yeah.
Like
I've gotten quite a few compliments on some of them. I think I scared a few people too, but definitely got a few compliments on them. So yeah, so that's been really cool. Okay.
We could, kind of shifting gears towards more things you can wear, more apparel. You were working with, you mentioned your buddy at Hot Topic earlier and the Jericho Cruise. So you started rolling out some Masked Republic apparel through Hot Topic's website. And I've been hearing rumblings that if you're going to a mall, you might be able to find some stuff in the physical stores here, maybe by the end of the year.
That's the hope. Yeah. So, for me, this is a super exciting deal because, when I did Wrestling Society X on MTV 12, 13 years ago now, whatever it was, to me, I was like, all right, got this, pop culture TV show, and we're going to get shirts in Hot Topic, and this is going to be great. And it didn't last that long. So it never made it into Hot Topic. And so, once Ruben and I launched the Legends of Lucha Libre brand a few years back, it's been one of our goals is to, there is no better place for grabbing kind of pop culture wrestling t-shirts than Hot Topic. And, for us, Lucha Libre it's everything that is, pop culture and wrestling, and should be on Hot Topic. And so finally it fell on the right ears, and we were able to launch quite a few shirts on the website just about a month ago. And there's probably 5 or 6 more designs that are still to come to the website.
Nice.
And I guess we can break some news here. There will be eventually a Taya Valkyrie design. There will be a Lady Maravilla design. There will be a number of other designs coming to the website, hopefully sooner rather than later. But I actually just talked back with Joe the other day, and it sounds like hopefully by the end of 2021, you will be able to head to an actual Hot Topic store and pick up a Penta or Phoenix or Lucha Brothers shirt. And so we will obviously share when that happens. And but yeah, so really excited that we'll be able to have our brand in there next to WWE, New Japan, AEW. So super exciting.
Nice. And what about stuff that you can wear on other parts of your body?
Yes. So and this one's kind of a funny roundabout story. So we started doing some exclusive merchandise through our Lucha Central shop that's associated with our Lucha Central website. And we ended up coming up with a deal for socks. For your, socks are super hot right now. There are entire stores all now of socks. And we've been wanting to do a sock deal, and it was just a matter of finding the right deal, the right place. And so we ended up meeting a company called Tribe Socks, originally because we were thinking about bringing socks into the Lucha Central shop. Turns out Tribe Socks also has the ability to put product on HotTopic.com. So very soon we will be launching footwear with HotTopic.com as well. And it's going to be, we're bringing the Lucha Brothers, Penta, and Phoenix socks. We're bringing some really cool Masked Republic logo socks, also our Dia de los Muertos logo that Cubito Gráfico in Mexico designed for us. We are bringing back our popular Ruda brand and Ruda socks. And we are also launching a sock for, I guess later we'll be talking about some brand new names that are joining the Legends of Lucha Libre lineup. But Brazilian luchadora, who you've seen maybe in AEW recently, Christy Janes, is joining our lineup, and she will have a pair of socks in HotTopic.com soon as well, too. So looking forward to that, because I think custom personalized lucha socks are pretty cool.
Right on. And even more merch. This was kind of interesting because another category that has been really hot the last year has been enamel pins. And you and I, and maybe folks don't realize this, but we're active in different platforms, and one of which is LinkedIn. And I see this next company all over LinkedIn, and it's called Pinfinity. And they have a product line called Pinfinity AR, and I'll let you tell a little bit more about what you're doing with it in a second. But they have been so prevalent on the LinkedIn platform in connecting with different licensors over the past maybe 6 to 8 months or so. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how Masked Republic and Pinfinity are going to get together here?
Well, it's funny because I think that's how I linked up with them, was on LinkedIn. Sometimes the deals pursue us, and sometimes we pursue the deals. And a lot of times when I decide to pursue a deal, it's because I see a new product category or something I think is really cool, and it hasn't been done for wrestling before. And I'll just be straight up honest. If I can beat WWE into a product category, I'm heading that way. And so when I saw that Pinfinity was doing, and like you said, enamel pins over the last probably I'd say 3 to 4 years have become super, super hot. And we've done a ton of pins with Lapel Yeah, who does a number of wrestling related pins and brands. But when we were doing our Lucha Loot subscription crate a few years back, we were doing a pin of the month. We also had a separate kind of pin of the month only club. And so we did a lot in the pin space, and there's so many cool different ways to do lapel pins, but these guys changed the whole game. So the whole thing with Pinfinity AR is it's a badass pin in and of itself, but when you scan the pin with your Pinfinity app, you unlock incredible bonus content. So the two that we have out right now are Penta and Phoenix. And so when you scan the pin, within the mask on the pin, you get an entire highlight video of Penta and Phoenix wrestling. And on top of that, you can unlock screensavers and kind of backdrops and other art that you can save for your phone. And it's just really awesome. And they've now launched with a number of other brands. Street Fighter, they're doing things with Hasbro coming up with Transformers and GI Joe. They've got even not even necessarily strictly branded stuff. They do an artist series, just really cool, funky pins with artists. But I absolutely love the guys and women who run Pinfinity. Great people. They're really cutting edge, innovative stuff. A really great price point. I was shocked at how affordable these pins are. So you can head over to pinfinityar.com right now and pick up the Lucha Brothers pins. You can get them individually, save a few bucks if you buy the 2-pack. And there might be some more on the way.
Right on. Yeah, that's something. If live events didn't go away the way they did this year, I think Pinfinity AR would have been even bigger coming out of 2020. But next year, knock on wood, everything kind of returns to what it should be. We're going to be seeing a lot more of that. Legends of Lucha Libre at Lucha Central.
Yes.
You've got a bunch of merchandising going on there on the website. You had some cool soccer jerseys. I think Penta Zero M had one that it sold out, right?
Yep. So we tested that and it went extremely well. The idea was, let's do a unique kind of higher end piece of merchandise you can only get at Lucha Central's shop. Make it available only for 1 month. Focus on one luchador. Sell a collection of apparel or items, accessories around that luchador. Maybe sell a few of their pro masks that are normally harder to get. And so we launched that first collection with Penta. It went extremely well. We had a bit of a delay getting to the second collection, mostly because of COVID. The Penta collection was a jersey and a t-shirt and some chanclas, slides. And unfortunately, the slides got kind of held up coming across the ocean from China and led to some really long delays. We didn't want to launch our second collection until we knew we were able to completely fulfill all the orders of everyone from the first collection. And so now we are finally right here, right now, as of this moment, or maybe a few minutes ago, and you guys just didn't know, if you go to luchacentral.com/shop, we just dropped a Phoenix jersey and matching Phoenix shorts. So, soccer style, basketball style shorts, super comfortable shorts. And you can pick up that kit. And if you get the shorts and the shirt, the jersey together, you get a free shirt with it that matches the whole kit. So head over there, check out the Phoenix kit. Super cool design. Really love it. The Penta jerseys were incredible. These are sublimated designs, so the whole thing is within the apparel itself. So these aren't falling apart in the wash or anything like that. Super high end stuff with a patch of the one with for Penta was a U.S. and Mexico flag. So yeah, check that out. We're going to continue to do that as well, bringing exclusive items to luchacentral.com/shop and the Lucha Central website.
And speaking of both of those guys, Penta and Phoenix, there's something else coming out that's sort of 90s inspired.
Yes.
So nerdish.
Yeah. So I think a lot of wrestling fans these days are very familiar with Nerds clothing. Before we even launched the Legends of Lucha Libre brand, we were working with Eric over at Nerds, and we met him based off of a lot of the work that he was doing with WWE. He designed a number of WWE shirts that were available on Hot Topic and other stores. And so we met Eric and we collaborated a few years ago now on a San Diego Comic-Con shirt exclusive shirt that we dropped for Penta in his very unique Nerds kind of caricature style that he was doing for WWE and some others. And then he started blowing up jacket game. He does the jackets for, it started with WWE, but then now AEW and New Japan. And we released 2 Penta and 1 Phoenix jackets with them. And so now we are coming back around Eric recently dropped a 90s inspired t-shirt line with, it started with New Japan. There's a number of really awesome New Japan designs that he released. And now we're going to work with him on that line as we present a Penta and a Phoenix 90s style nerd shirt available right now as of today as well over at nerdsclothing.com. And yeah, so head over there, check those out. Personally, I don't wear a lot of shirts with the actual like humans on them. Like I love wearing a lucha mask on it, but it's just not my style to wear like an actual wrestler's body on my shirt. Just my thing. But I'm gonna make an exception because these shirts are really, really cool, and I look forward to getting my hands on them when I can get them now that they're officially gonna be released.
Awesome. This is a great day and a great weekend for new merch.
We're not even done yet.
Stuff. No. And the categories are pretty impressive. And we're about to totally switch gears here because we're going to go a totally different direction into a category that's been blowing up the last couple years. That is not a toy. You can't wear it. I'm not even sure what you would call it, but CBD, Integrity Hempaceuticals.
Yep.
You did a deal. It was Master Republic and Lucha Central. And various personalities are appearing in ads now for that product. Tell us a little bit about how that came about and what the deal is with it.
Sure. Yeah. It's interesting because I remember it's been such a blur. So I want to say it was a 2019 licensing expo, and walking in there and seeing the ginormous area and display that was dedicated to CBD products, and kind of declaring that was the wave of the future for licensing. And I think that there's still a lot of questions and people not really understanding necessarily the CBD products. Are there drugs in there? Is there THC in there? And kind of from a personal anecdote, my experience and what I've learned of CBD really came into play because both my children and my wife take CBD oil for various things that help them. And so that was really eye-opening for me, and understanding that kind of like, no, it's not, it doesn't mean that you're doing drugs or that you're going to fail a drug test or whatever. It's just, different tinctures, different combinations, help different things, whether it's sleep or anxiety or whatever the case may be. So, I felt really comfortable with Integrity. Integrity, the company, they do, like, if you go into Target and you go to the vitamins aisle and you pick up the Care Bear gummy vitamins, that's through Integrity, or sister company of Integrity. So this is, no pun intended, a company with a lot of integrity. And so it was really important for me that if we were going to enter a product category like this, that we were dealing with somebody who had a track record of, anything that you're going to ingest or put into your body. I want to make sure that if we're, putting our name on it, if we're having our luchadors, put their names on it, that these products are going to be top of the line, high quality, with a company with a track record. So, as we were starting to look into that space, that was super important. And I will say that these endorsements that we're basically doing right now is just hopefully the first step in a kind of long-term business plan for Master Republic and Integrity. But yes, right now you can find Penta and Phoenix, Taya and Conan as part of Team Integrity. They are going to be, I will say even beyond the pharmaceutical side of it, they have a pain cream that a lot of the ads have been for right now. And I think it's really easy to kind of just dismiss anything as a gimmick, but we've been using it at our house. My wife actually really likes the pain cream. She has a lot of lower back pain because we have older children who she needs to carry around a lot and help be mobile. And so her back's often hurting her. And she really likes the CBD infused pain cream that they've come out with. It kind of has all the benefits of the what you're I guess typically used to, the Vicks type products and the other, but without that kind of medicine-y smell. I guess kind of smells like a nice, a nice whatever. So we're not here to get into those details right now, but yes. So we've got this licensing deal now I wouldn't even call it a traditional licensing deal, because it's really more about working together on developing some products for the future. And we're just starting right now with these kind of team integrity endorsements as part of that. So this is really going to develop out over the next few years, and we're really excited to be in the category now with integrity.
Awesome. So I gotta hype this up again, that there is a boss fight panel coming up.
Yes.
And we mentioned it earlier, so we're not gonna tell you more about that now. But there is a boss fight panel coming up, and I know folks are really excited. I'm excited to see what new action figures are going to be coming out. But beyond the figures, there's a lot of stuff on the way that kind of fits in the same categories of stuff we would have wanted when we were kids. Posters, trading cards, this type of stuff. So the first thing, tell us about the trading card line.
Yeah. So, I didn't collect a lot of things growing up, but I collected G.I. Joe. I collected comic books for a period, mostly G.I. Joe comic books. And I definitely went through my phase where I collected trading cards, baseball cards, Marvel cards, and wrestling cards. And so for a long time, that product category has been something that I really kind of wanted to get into for Legends of Lucha Libre, but I wanted to make sure that it was going to be done, in a way that I thought was really going to be of value to the fans and kind of speak to the fans, but also be something that, as an older collector, we were really going to want for ourselves. And look, most of the products that come out from Master Public, all of the products that come out from Master Public are either something that I would buy and collect myself, or Ruben would buy and collect himself. Most often it's both of us, but every now and then, it's just one of us. But, we're not putting out anything that we wouldn't buy ourselves. And so we are going to be working with a company called Rocket Ink Studios on a very cool Legends of Lucha Libre trading card set. You can pre-order it as of today, right now, at the Rocket Ink website, and the first 100 orders of a case of cards or box of cards are going to get an extra autograph card as part of their order. So the set is going to feature, set 1 is going to feature 25 luchadors in pose shots and action shots. It's going to be about 50 cards. And then there's 10 other cards, including, we're going to, the first ever Lucha Libre mask maker cards. So we're celebrating some of the best mask makers in Lucha Libre. We've got some greatest rivalry cards that were drawn by Pete Bregman. So we're really excited about that. We've got a couple cards that are dedicated to legends who are no longer with us. And in this first set, it is a beautifully painted 2-card set of Perro Aguayo and Hijo del Perro Aguayo that will kind of form together to be one image by Mexican artist Porta Veritas. I think that's about it. There might be 1 or 2 other special cards. But then there are also these hit cards that are going to be randomly inserted, including autographed cards of everybody in the line. And we're going to also be having sketch cards, which are very popular nowadays in cards. And you can potentially win an actual autographed Lucha mask from Penta, Solar, Phoenix, and a couple others. So this will be a really cool kind of chase contest, I guess, within the cards. But you can head over right now to Rocket Ink Studios site, and we'll put the URL down there, and check that out. And they'll be out in spring 2021. So not quite out yet, but you can get there and pre-order. And again, the first 100, they told me the first 100 people that order a box today will get that bonus autograph card included.
I think you'll be selling 100 boxes very quickly. Maybe by the time we wrap this thing.
Maybe.
So get on that site. But yeah, trading cards are really hot again right now. It's kind of gone in ebbs and flows. But do you know what kind of cardstock they're using? Is it going to be like vintage style, or is it going to be like more of a modern?
I do not know the answer to that, but that is a good thing that we will find out, and we can follow up with a tweet or something about that, and let you know.
Awesome. So, what if I want to bring some of the lucha flavor into my kitchen?
Man, I am excited about this for multiple reasons. Where do I even begin? This has been a massive, massive project. The amount of love and work and hours that have gone into this rival probably anything that that I've done in my career. And I wasn't even the one that like did it all. But we are going to be next summer, June 2021, releasing the Legends of Lucha Libre cookbook called Eat Like a Luchador. It is by the Legends of Lucha Libre and Monica Ochoa, who many people know as Centralita, who works for luchacentral.com, and whose mother is a famous luchadora named Estorita. And so what I love about this book, though, is that it's not, yes, it is a mostly Mexican-inspired cookbook. And the basis of it was, what do luchadors eat? What are their family traditions? What are their, favorite meals? But this is part cookbook and part like really awesome wrestling reference book. So you're going to get recipes from the families of, or the themselves, or, of Tinieblas Jr., Taya Valkyrie, Conan, Laredo Kid, Black Taurus, a recipe from the family of Hijo del Perro Guayo, and a lot of other wrestling talent from throughout the lucha world in Mexico. We've got also people from England, again, Hayashi, Ray's mask maker in Japan, his favorite Mexican dishes. But in addition to the actual recipes, you're getting bios and stories of all of these amazing talents. So it's a whopping 300-page book, and it's filled with amazing photography. So I think the great part about it is, someone that goes to the, cookbook section of a bookstore and sees this, they might be intrigued and go, I wouldn't normally think about getting a Lucha Libre cookbook, but this is kind of cool. It's got amazing recipes, plus it's got a little bit of something else to it. And I think that for a wrestling fan that wouldn't normally pick up a cookbook, it's just a really cool reference book to have on your shelf, and with the biographies and the photography and the the recipes just kind of become a bonus. So but I've already told my wife that there's at least 2 or 3 things that like I want to try as soon as possible, now that we're in the kind of proofing stages of the book, and I've been able to see it all come together. Definitely some great recipes. The one from Selena de la Renta for Puerto Rican cornbread, that sounds amazing. There's one from PWR wrestler Papa Esco for a traditional another Puerto Rican. There's some really good Puerto Rican dishes in this primarily Mexican cookbook. So Lars got a great recipe for what's traditionally called Aztec cake, but in his world it's lasagna solar. So and a lot of traditional dishes as well, and a lot of really cool takes on desserts and drinks. So yeah, really excited for Eat Like a Luchador, out next summer from Running Press.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to checking that one out myself. And now that we're sort of like nearing the end of this, but there's a few more Lucha Brothers products that we didn't announce.
Yep.
So
close.
And just because we didn't announce something today doesn't mean that it's not coming. I know you've got a lot of stuff in the works that has been discussed that it's got to seal the mask, seal the lips on it for right now. But in the next year,
yes,
go for this one.
Okay,
go for this one.
One more deal that we can announce that I don't know that it's going to be live by the time we share this with the world, but it will be live very soon. And it's another brand new product category for us. And it also kind of harkens back to what you were talking about in terms of like things of our youth. and that is we are launching posters with a company called, well, the parent company is Gotham. The website is posterfoundry.com, but also on Amazon. And what I love about these, and you can actually kind of see this Lucha Brothers one in the background a little bit, but wait, we're not talking like these little posters. We're talking like these 1980s style, like 2 feet by 3 feet, like bedroom wall posters. This is a Black Taurus. We've got coming posters of Conan, Psychosis, Taya Valkyrie, Selena de la Renta, Bestia, 666, TJP. And they're really affordably priced, which again I think is really important a lot of times for us.
And that thing you just showed, I mean, that one was epic.
Yeah,
that poster was epic. We got that little that is like a 1987 metal album cover right there.
Yeah, and so
it's glorious.
Photography here by Josh Garcia, Rudo's Photo, and the art designed by a very talented photographer and graphic designer named H-Bomb. So yeah, we're really excited about that, and a lot of these poster designs are actually also going to be available on T-shirts. Like that Black Taurus one, you will be able to get on a T-shirt at Amazon any day now. And so yeah, I for me, anytime we can enter a new category that we have not been in, anytime we can do that at a price that's going to be really great for fans and really easy for them to acquire. Now, for those that don't want a giant 2 foot by 3 foot poster on your bedroom wall, they will also come in a smaller, like I think maybe 18, 11, 7, something like that. Smaller size poster, yay bigger. But yeah, some of the designs are amazing. A lot of them were created by our teams of artists. Some of them were created by the Poster Foundry team. They came back with some amazing work. So Lucha Brothers, like I said, that one in the background, that was another Rudo's Photos H-Bomb collaboration. So very excited for that. And like I said, any day now on Amazon and Poster Foundry's website.
Awesome. So before we bring it all to a close, what about some new names that are getting on board with Masked Republic for some IP representation to get some new products out? Some folks that haven't been in the fold before on this.
Yeah. So, with Masked Republic and with Legends of Lucha Libre, we really try to run the entire spectrum of talent. Yes, it's called Legends of Lucha Libre, but we're kind of about current and future legends. We kind of have three kind of silos of talent we represent. We've got your classic legends, the wrestlers who debuted somewhere between like the 50s and the 70s. Perro Aguayo and Solar and Super Astro. And then we've got what you would call your modern legends, guys like Psychosis, Juventud Guerrera, Conan, guys that were part of the wrestling boom of the 1990s. And then we've got what we refer to usually as today as like the current, our hottest stars of today, Penta, Phoenix, and Taya Valkyrie, people of that nature, Laredo Kid, Black Taurus. So we're really excited to be adding to all of those categories right now. So I guess from that classic luchador category, I mentioned earlier, with the face mask, we're really excited to be adding El Matematico to the fold. He's going to be part of a number of additional product lines, and we're excited to bring him and Matematico products out, because he has not had officially licensed products beyond what he sells himself. We're wrapping up a few more that we'll potentially announce soon as well, but that's a big one. I guess we haven't really formally announced any product yet with Perro Aguayo and Hijo de Perro Aguayo, but maybe stick around later and we'll see what gets announced. And then on top of that, in terms of kind of the stars of the 90s and the current legends, the Psychosis has been kind of a newer one for us. He's been part of the Masked Republic family since the beginning, before I was even part of Masked Republic 10 years ago. From Ruben's very beginnings in Lucha Libre, he and Psychosis have been very close. Psychosis was part of XPW when I was writing there, and so we have a long relationship. But we haven't really done a lot of merch with him. And so it was great to get his shirt in the Hot Topic. And that was kind of the kickoff of doing more with him. He does have a poster coming out. And so expect more Psychosis merchandise as things move along. Vampiro was recently announced on a episode of Lucha Libre Figures and Facts on the Lucha Central Podcast Network. So he will definitely be in the boss fight fold of things. And then we recently also announced Cassandro, the legendary Exotico, who has 2 documentaries out and a feature film on its way out. But Cassandro absolutely has deserved to have officially licensed merchandise and things of him created. And so I'm very glad to bring him into the fold. And then before we get to 2 others, we have not mentioned at all yet. From the kind of current stars, I mentioned both of them a little bit earlier, but we are really happy to be able to now work with Selena De La Renta and Christy Janes to bring officially licensed products out. Like Selena, we're starting with the posters, and Christy, we're starting with the socks, but you can expect more from both of them down the road as well. As well as, more names. We can only do so much at any one time, but believe that there will be more names. But to end this segment, I am very excited to announce that we now have officially signed both Ultimo Dragon and the Great Sasuke, and we will be doing officially licensed products for both of them. They will roll out over the course of the next year in 2021. But it's amazing for us to bring these 2 Japanese legends who have had a huge influence on Lucha Libre and who have been influenced by Lucha Libre. And so it's a kind of a whole new world for us now, working top Japanese talent into the Legends of Lucha Libre fold. But if you're gonna find 2 Japanese wrestlers that fit what we do here and the Legends of Lucha Libre, it's definitely the 2 of them. So super excited about that. I grew up tape trading and watching and studying the 2 of them. And so personally, this means a lot to be able to bring them into the family.
Very cool. People are going to be digging that. A lot to look forward to for the year ahead. And lots more great content rolling out today here at Expo Lucha Virtual. So, hopefully everybody's enjoyed spending the last hour or so with us talking about all this great new products that are coming out. And stick around. You're going to see some cool stuff, more new products.
Yep.
More awesome wrestling. It's going to be a good day, and you're getting to enjoy it from the comfort of your own home.
Well, thank you so much, James. It's been awesome to talk to you. Listen, if you're watching this and you don't know about the website that James writes for and does videos for, thepopinsider.com, you absolutely need to know about it, because yes, every now and then you'll find some Master Republic related news there, but it is such a great reference for pop culture merchandise, pop culture announcements, and film, television, toys, games. So definitely, I appreciate you coming by, James, and
thank you very much.
Keep up the
good work. Of course, too, we put out a quarterly print magazine too. That's a big thing, and this year has been weird, of course, with that, but we keep on plugging with it. So if you want to get a subscription or look into more details on that, it's all at thepopinsider.com.